Every once in a while, I get a package from somebody. Not very often, but once in a while I do. And I got a package today. And this one came from Australia, from Monique. Well, we're going to open this today. I know Monique's been anxious for me to get this because it's taken almost a month or more for it to get here from Australia. But we're going to open it up and see what she got. Take the old scissors here and carefully open this. You never know what's inside. You want to be careful when you open these because you don't want to destroy anything inside. Alright. Here we go. Reaching into the grab bag. What do we got? Well, the first thing we got here are some placemats from Australia. Very nice. We've got some of the plants on here and some other things. Very nice. Thank you, Monique. I don't have any placemats on. Well, this is actually a whole thing here. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty cool. Just like a little table covering thing. What else do I got here? Oh my gosh. This is a pen, I believe. Pretty fancy pen. Look at that. Gotta figure out what it does here. Oh, there we go. Nice pen. Very colorful. Sparkly. Okay, what other surprises? This is quite a grab bag. It's kind of fun. What else do I got here? Well, something cloth. Heart of My People, Australian Aboriginal Art. Oh, these are cool. I can, something to add to my man cave. So, check that out. Very pretty. Aboriginal art. Cool things from Australia. It has a tag here that goes with it. Kind of explains a little bit about this thing. I won't read it right now, but I'll read it a little later. What else do we got here? Well, we got a metal sign. Harley Davidson 1927. Very nice. It got warped a little bit, probably in transit, but I can probably straighten that out, no problem. And that will go in the man cave. Very good, very good, very nice. What else? Well, there's more in here. Boy, this is fun. Oh, Monique brings me a little bit of joy today. Yesterday, I spent almost all day in the hospital, so feeling much better today. Oh, I love wind chimes. Look at this. Beautiful. Wind chime. Wow, that's quite a dangly one. We have a butterfly up here. Very pretty. And kind of a glass wind thing there. So that's nice. I put that out on my back deck. We're not done yet. There's still more in here. Oh, I got a card to myself from. She calls herself Nikki on YouTube, so you'll see her comments on there. Very pretty card, and she wrote me a nice card, which she says At long last, I've been able to post this to you. Enclosed are some little souvenirs from Australia to hopefully brighten your day. We always enjoy your YouTube channel, especially your stories, and of course, as we tag along with you riding. Sending blessings to you and best wishes from Monique, Nikki, and family. P.S. The dragonfly is for V, as a video you posted once at a market and was looking at something similar, and your wife was a brave lady and I always liked her. Hello, beautiful people. Yeah, that's what she always said. As I face my own health challenge, I hope a positive attitude on my journey will allow me to fare to many roads ahead. Well, thank you, Nikki. Very nice. And may God bless you. Good grief. I'm overwhelmed. So nice. And we're not done yet. A motorcycle puzzle. A wooden motorcycle puzzle. Now, you know I love puzzles, so that'll be interesting. That's really neat. You know, it's all put together with, if I take it out of the plastic, it'll fall apart, so, and then it stands up on its own. So that's pretty cool. A kangaroo keychain, key fob thing. Very nice. And that's like a bottle opener, too. Yeah, that's pretty clever. It might even do some other functions. I don't know, but that's pretty nice. It says Australia on there. Oh, my word. What do I got here? A 1970 Chevy Camaro model. Oh, nice. You know how much I love models. So that'll be a build for next winter when it's done with riding season. I can get back to doing that. I love it. I've been looking at a model, a Camaro model, and I didn't have one. I had a Pontiac Firebird that was very similar, but I always wanted a Camaro too. And we have a postcard in here, Brisbane, Australia. Another souvenir for my man cave wall. Oh my gosh. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you, Nikki. That is really cool. I mean, look at all this stuff I got. I mean, that'll keep me busy for a little while, just trying to figure out where to put everything and how to display it. But very cool. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. You made my day. Hey cats, what's happening? It's another scorcher here in Ohio, and in here in the garage it's over 100 degrees. I got the doors open and you know, try and cool it down. I'll tell you what, when I take the bike out, I don't even have to warm it up. It's already, from being in a 100-degree garage, you know, it fires right up and it's ready to roll. There's no warming up the engine. It's already warm. Anyway, you know, the bike doesn't even do well in this hot weather, especially if you have to stop at a light or a traffic light, or you're in a traffic situation. Bad news for an air-cooled bike, especially in this kind of temperature. Very, very warm. I don't know about you guys, but when I get ready to go out on the bike every time, it's in the back of my head. You know, it's not something that I dwell on, but the thought comes to me, like, I hope this isn't the last time, you know, that I take a ride. And not because I'm going to give up riding, but because of what can happen out there on the road. I mean, you guys know as well as I do, we've all at least know somebody who's lost their lives in a motorcycle fatality. And, you know, it can happen. And if that doesn't happen, you can get injured very seriously. I just can't say it enough how careful you have to be out there on the road. And, you know, even the most careful drivers, I mean, you know, a number of things can happen. And sometimes it just takes you literally by surprise. You don't see it coming. So you have to, like, think ahead. Like, you come into an intersection, it's like, okay, what's going on here? What could happen? And how am I going to approach it? That's kind of my thinking anyways, and that's the way I do it. But boy, you let your guard down for 1 second, and that's all it takes. And the older we get, the easier it is for us to get a little flaky. So I really have to be extra careful in my age here. Another thing that may be a cause for accident, of course, is riding like an idiot. And there's a lot of people out there that ride like idiots. There's a lot of novice riders out there. Another thing that scares me to death. And then there's always like a mechanical failure, like if your tire blows out or something. I had a friend that we were going a very high speed, and he started with a high speed wheel wobble, and he had to lay the bike down, and he got tore up pretty bad. Pretty much totaled the bike, but he ended up in the hospital too. But anyway, it's just something that I think about. We never know when our number is going to get called up. Here recently, Val's sister, she calls me all the time, and she's a great lady. Her and her husband, they'll get on speakerphone, and they'll call me and we talk. And I mean, they're just like brother and sister to me. And not too long ago, she started having some problems, physical and mental problems. When she went to get it checked out, they found out that she had a brain tumor. So she had to have brain surgery. And she's been going through all the same things that I went through with Val. The radiation treatments, the whole surgery, the physical therapy, and all that stuff. And it's just horrible. And she called me yesterday and said that some of the results came back that it's a stage 4 malignant tumor. And we all know what that means. When they say stage 4 malignant and it's cancer, there's not much hope. It can go down the drain really fast. And, I watched my wife suffer. She ended up with a brain tumor, and they had to do brain surgery on her. And after that, it was downhill pretty quick. So my prayers have been going out to Val's sister, Carol, and her husband. Her husband also has prostate cancer, and his prognosis is not good. So they've already given him, I think, another year or two at most. And so, whether she'll outlive him or he'll outlive her is kind of a coin toss right now. But they're both obviously very frightened, But it's like I told her, I said, we plan all these things through our life. We don't know when our number's coming. Nobody knows. I mean, I was in the hospital yesterday, believe it or not. Not real serious, but very, very serious pain. I don't know if you ever had a kidney stone. Yeah. Tuesday, I felt like crap all day. I wasn't sure what was going on. I had this feeling like I had to pee that never went away. And then I started having pain. And I thought maybe it was a kidney stone, but it wasn't like I've had a kidney stone before, and this was different. And so finally, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. I got up and I went to the hospital. And I was glad I did, because when I got to the hospital, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And when they said, "What's your pain level at 1 to 10?" I said, "It's at 10 plus." And they were giving me morphine, and they gave me a couple doses of morphine, which took the edge off, but the pain was still there. When you have a kidney stone and you have kidney stone pain, there ain't nothing that's going to take care of that pain. Oh, it's horrible. And I was thinking, I was in so much pain. I'm not kidding. I was thinking, I might not survive this, I might not survive this. My body can't take this kind of pain, and I might just shut down. But, once I passed the stone, it's like heavenly. As soon as you pass that stone, everything just, goes right back to normal. No more pain, No more having to pee. And they sent me home. So I'm trying to recover from the effects of the narcotics that they pumped into my system. So today I'm a little. I did get some grocery shopping done and some other things, but I just want to lay down. I just want to lay down and sleep, and I don't want to do that. I gotta get this drug out of my system, and the only way I can do that is by keep moving. But anyway, when you think about your demise or your end, well, we always plan ahead for everything, or we try to, and it's just what we do as humans. We like, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? Do you have a plan? Do you what are you going to do for your retirement? Do you have a plan? But when we pass away, do we have a plan? Well, yeah, we have. I have listed my kids as beneficiaries on all my accounts and everything, so that's all set up. I've got my funeral thing all paid for and taken care of, so the kids don't have to do that either. All done, all done. So when my day comes, it's all taken care of. They won't have to go through a whole lot of red tape. But what about after you die? What about your afterlife? Do you ever stop and think about that? Really think about, like, what's going to happen to me when I die? And people don't know. People don't know. Nobody's come back from the dead to talk about it. But we're told in the Bible anyway that there is an afterlife and there is a spiritual realm. If you don't believe in a spiritual realm in this world, you're crazy, because there's a lot of spiritual stuff going on, whether it's good or bad. But God tells us that He has a place for us in the afterlife. And all we have to do is believe. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved. It's just as simple as that. Why people don't want to really confront that is baffling to me. I mean, it's so easy just to look to Jesus, but people will just walk away and ignore that and say, there's no such thing as God. Well, you know what? What if your day comes and you walk into your afterlife, okay, and you realize that there's a lot more to it, that your spirit continues on for eternity. Yeah, the body dies, the body falls away, the body goes back to dust. But the spirit lives on forever. So where's your spirit going to go? And I've had, like I've said before, I've heard people say, well, I'll share a beer with you in hell. Dude, the reality of hell is something that nobody would want, because all the suffering that I did yesterday, and I mean, it was painful, horrible suffering. It was horrible. Hell is supposed to be way worse than that, if you can really believe that. I'm making a choice for the positive, because from what I've been told, if I believe in Christ, I'll live a wonderful, more than you can imagine life that is beyond anything here on. No more pain, no more suffering, no more sadness, no more sickness. All about love. That's where I want to be. Why wouldn't you? Well, cats, that's all I got today. I'm going to wrap this one up, and I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening to my conversation, and I thank you for your support and encouragement. I'm going to see if I can get a little. The problem is, I want to take a little ride on my bike, but there's only one way to go out of here right now, because they're tarring all the roads, and the last thing I want is to get my bike splattered with tar, especially in this hot weather. They haven't done my street yet, but all the crossroads they're doing. So I'm going to have to travel either north or south quite a ways to get away from where the construction is, to get out of the tar stuff, so I can get out on the bike. Anyway, cats, thanks for watching. Until next time,